Actually, like before we start, I gotta say, like overall, I really like this rivalry of Plup Leffen. Like I know it was a 3 this time, but normally it's like very close sets, and they're like just both so amazing players. I hope to see these two play way more sets this year. Yeah, overall, like I will go over basics for sure. I will go over basics for sure. Want to try to teach everyone. This is like super important for Sheik at like low percent to fully space her aerials, because crouch is one of the best tools a lot of characters have against Sheik. So if you misspace like a fair, for example, you might get shined right away. So you get comboed for hitting your opponent, and that obviously is something you want to avoid. But this backer being fully spaced means that, yeah, Leffen was too far away. Plups tried to go for a counter dash attack. That dash attack I actually do not agree with at all. Even if it does hit Leffen, I'm pretty sure 10% the dash attack is not gonna knock Leffen over. I'm pretty sure that's way too low of a percentage. I'm not a Sheik player though, so I could be wrong, but yeah, 10% feels like way, way too low. So yeah, that's a very important thing with Smash. Like, if your move doesn't knock them over, like if you do a move like dash attack, do not go for it. Like it's 0%. Sheik's dash attack is not gonna knock them over, so don't go for dash attack. Even if you hit, you don't get much of a reward, and if you don't hit, well then you're gonna get fucked up as well. The same thing with F-tilt for Sheik at low percent against like Spaceys. I think it knocks over around like 25 to 28, something like that. Eugene told me once, so I just forgot. But let's say it's 27. Let's say it's 27. If you F tilt below 27 and it doesn't knock over, just hitting the F tilt is not really giving you anything. But, yo, Chaz CC, thank you for the sub, dude. Welcome to the Armada. Uh, but yeah, so if you do the F tilt, you want the F tilt to knock Fox over. So that's like why an identical situation might require two different moves just based on the percentage. So it's not entirely identical, but I'm thinking more like based on stage positioning and all of that. Percentage is so important. Yeah, that's pretty much like not entirely what I was talking about, but almost. Like Leffen didn't crouch, but Plup clearly does not space this fair at all. Thanks for resub. Uh, but yeah, since Plup doesn't space here, boom, he gets shined right away. It didn't really matter too much since he was so close to the ledge. Leffen doing upbeat to the ledge. He loves doing that. Plup backs off. Good shit. Good shit. Sheik's F-tilt is actually a really good move. And here, like... Yeah. I would assume that Plup probably expected Leffen to do an early nair, so he was throwing out an early F-tilt. Sheik's F-tilt, in some scenarios, actually straight up can beat Fox's nair. Mute King loves to do like wave dash back F-tilt, for example. Like if you pull back with an aerial or if you wave dash back with like a tilt, it's a higher chance that you're not gonna be on the losing end. So yeah, he got the F tilt, and boom. Yeah, not too much Leffen could do that there after Plup hit him with the needles. Misspaced backer by Leffen. Like for Sheik players that play this matchup, I actually feel like outside of spaced aerials that we already talked about, needles is very very good to like rack up quite a bit of percentage because now he's like at 29. And see, F-tilt knocked over, F-tilt knocked over, which is so important. If Plup went for the F-tilt before the needles, the F-tilt would not have knocked him over. Let's see what happens from here. Alright, he didn't get a punish, but he still got the knockover, which potentially could have been a kill. So my theory is that Sheik probably should try to play it a little bit more safe when Fox have low percent, space aerials, needles, and then once Fox is past the percentage where dash attack and F tilt knocks over, that's more of your time to strike. Lasers by Leffen. That's pretty good. It's like if you commit to the lasers against Sheik, Sheik is like a pretty fast character. Like boost grab, dash attacks. So if you go for the lasers, you need to back off at the right moment. So Leffen already retreat with his lasers here in case Plup goes in. So it's like he sort of expected Plup to like maybe go in, and if Plup doesn't go in, Leffen didn't really give up much space at all. So he didn't really lose much, but it was like just in case Plup attacks, he tries to keep the right spacing, which can be pretty hard since, as I said, Sheik is fast. It's easier against characters like Puff, Peach, among others. Like against a character like Marv, for example, committing to a lot of lasers, I feel like is entirely incorrect. Since Marv is almost as fast as Fox and have an absurd amount of range. So like by the time Marv is so close that you have to back off, it happens so fast. So it's not really worth it against Marv in most scenarios. Like maybe if they're camping like around the ledge trying to cheese you, then you can throw in lasers. But as a game plan, not really. Yeah, also kind of start doing it faster. Yeah, that was also interesting. So like right here, like Fox's drill is actually a lot of the times not safe on block. A lot of times you can just grab it, or as Plup is trying to do, nair out of shield. I'm pretty sure Sheik's nair out of shield is like, what is it? Like 1 frame faster than grab. It should be something like that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's like 1 frame faster. So since Leffen does drill here, he knows that it's a high chance that he's that Plup is gonna go for an air. So Leffen tries to use buffer shield, try to keep it simple, and he managed to shield in time. Didn't really get a punish though. Oh, he angled his shield there to avoid the jab. So his shield is normal, and now he angles it. Otherwise, he actually might have been getting hit. So that's pretty smart. Alright, in that scenario, it didn't matter too much, or at all, pretty much. But this is an important thing for Sheik players, especially when you have characters at platforms when they have lower percent. So let's see here. Leffen do a get up here. As Sheik, normally, if the opponent has low percent, you want to do a short up fair. And people might ask, oh, why short up fair? Why not full hop? The reason is that if you do a short up fair, you're gonna land on the ground, like on the ground faster, not on the platform, the ground faster. So if they manage to get the shield up in time, for example, they might get pushed off from the fair, and then they are below you. And in Smash overall, you want to be below your opponent, at least in a lot of matchups. And especially if you're a Sheik, you do not want to be above your opponent, since you have very bad aerial mobility. Your moves doesn't really cover you very well if you're like above. Like your downer has pretty much no range downwards, for example. So overall, you want to be below your opponent as Sheik, almost always. So in this scenario, like I would rather fair because if they get to shield up in time, they might get pushed off and then you can combo. Or if they crouch, you might be able to fast fall after the fair and then F-tilt and extend your combo. While if you fair, full hop and they crouch and then they just fall off the platform, you might be in a pretty bad situation. And also since you reach the ground closer, if they fly off stage, you have more time to set up for a good edge guard. So remember that short up fairs when your opponents are on platform in these kind of scenarios after like a tech or miss tech is really good and something that should be used by more people. Leffen tries to go for ledge again. Leffen is really good at the ledge, so it's not weird that he values the ledge a lot. That was so smart by Plup to do that up tilt. He knows it's a high chance Leffen is gonna try to attack him right after getting attacked one time first. So, yeah, let's do this again. So you get a weak hit on Leffen. And what a lot of people, like Mewtwo King for example, would probably have landed with shield. Normally a more defensive player than Plup, especially with Sheik. So he would probably use buffer shield as he's landing to like be sort of safe. But instead, Plup mixes it up with doing an up tilt. If Plup went for the shield, it would have been good for Leffen to drop down with in late Nair here, for example, and then have like pressure on shield. Because being in shield against Fox is normally not where you want to sit. But yeah, Plup reads the fact that he's going to come down and does an up tilt, which connects into the second hit, and he gets a grab. Yeah, I do this quite a bit, but it's like because it's so many scenarios like that is worth to talk about, like at least a little bit. So like look here, even at 56% and a pretty well spaced fair by Plup. So yeah, let's go over this again. Like look here, his fair is so well spaced and he still gets no fuck. No. Oh fuck. Sorry guys. Yeah, I should just be able to go back. That was bad by me. But yeah, there it was. There it was. So he spaces fair pretty much perfectly, and he still gets crouched down tilt. So crouch against Sheik, very good, and even at such a high percentage, Sheik might not be entirely safe. Back here is normally better to avoid getting like crouched into anything since it has like better range. And also another thing, like if you expect your opponent to trying to crouch and then punish you, a lot of times you can just fall down with like a tomahawk grab because they're waiting to get hit. They expect to get hit and then act after that. So just falling down with a grab can be a pretty good mix-up against that. Yo, thanks for resub. Yo, Soma B, thanks for the sub. Welcome to the Armada. Yeah, that was a bad F smash by Leffen. Tries to roll away. He notices he made a mistake. He just want to escape, but Plup punishes him. I feel like Leffen haven't really gained much in this match at all so far. Like, he has had a hard time to get things started. I think it might have been here. Oh fuck, a little bit more backwards. Yeah, reading the fact that Leffen is gonna move in again. So we've seen like a few times where Leffen has been running into tilts. And some people might wonder like, oh, what should I do against Sheiks that do a lot of F-tilts? What are some of the counters? So if a Sheik does a lot of F-tilt to beat your approaches, some ways to beat it with Fox can be run up, wave dash down, barely outside of range, and then when the F-tilt whiff, that's when you go in. You can also full hop over Sheik with a drill, for example. That's two ways I like to punish F-tilt. The wave dash down is actually really good. Oh yeah, that was a crouch down tilt again. It's really good. Fox's down tilt has so much range. I call it the Evo winner. The Evo winner. Help me win Evo 2015. See that down tilt? So much range. Sets up well for combos, kills. Oh, good setup. Leffen accidentally jumped from the ledge. When Sheik is off stage, you can actually like pretty easily edgeguard her with Fox. But Leffen messed up. Smart needles by Plup. So in this scenario, when Plup is so far away from the ledge, like, it's pretty much no reason for him not to shoot the needles. Because if Leffen goes for a ledge and Plup shoots the needles, he's gonna get hit, right? And then he's gonna fall below the edge a little bit, like around here-ish. And if Leffen does not want to get hit by the needles, he has to go either straight or diagonally up. So these needles from Plup is pretty much entirely safe. Either Leffen gets hit, and if he does not get hit, Plup still has like stage positioning and all of that. Maybe even will be able to punish Leffen in time if he shoots his needles super early. So yeah, these needles are like what should be done by good players, and obviously they cover Fox, and now Plup can start working from here. He tries to go for the needle, but yeah, didn't really work out. He didn't really have time to set up for anything better, but he still had like a good stage positioning, and he got a bit higher percent because now pretty much anything is gonna kill him. And yeah, then Plup does Plup things. Chill drops. He's a shield drop master, and then now he's smiling here. He's like, yeah.
Pete main since 2005 and an Armada fan since G1. Your Twitter regarding recent unfortunate political events here in the US made me realize we have more in common than just melee, though. Proud to say this is my first donation.
Sync, thank you for the $10. I really appreciate that. I'll try to get back to that more after the analyze. But I do appreciate the donation and the support. So thank you. But yeah, let's go to game two. Game two. So in this matchup, Fox have like two very strong stages, FD and Stadium. It's hard to say which one is better for sure. Like, as a Fox player partly as well, I would probably prefer FD a little bit more, because no platforms makes Sheik's recovery even worse, and especially against a player like Plup that really likes to have platforms around with chill drops. But Stadium is still very good. The transformations could set up for infinites, for example, low ceiling, so they are both really good. It comes down to preference mostly, I would say. Yeah, Plup spacing is really good at the low percent game for sure. Because when I see so many Sheik players, they have they attack and they hit, but they don't realize that. This is actually why I hate the mentality of when people say oh, you should practice JV5s if you're way better than your opponent. Actually, I disagree because a lot of times in Melee, it's actually good that your opponent is hitting you and you crouch and then you attack. You can see that a lot in Sheik Dittos, for example. And if Sheik spaces poorly against Fox, she gets punished for it. But here we see Plup had good spacing on the back air, pretty good spacing on the nair, and since he had pretty good spacing, he can move away here. And he even was sneaking in the back air. Traded, but still good. If he had worse spacing, it's no way he would have been able to run away on time and stuff like that. So that's pretty good by Plup. Alright, a little bit more. So here, Leffen tech flubs after the wave shine. And Plup is trying to get in here and punish him. The thing is, it's so important in Melee to recognize if you're fast enough to be able to get a punish guaranteed, or if your opponent is going to be able to shine out, spot dodge, roll. I would actually say Falcon and Marth players, on average, are by far the best to recognize this. And it's because their characters, it's so many scenarios when you might not really be able to punish them guaranteed, and they wait for the spot dodge, and then they short up knee, for example. Or Marth wait for the spot dodge, and then go in with a grab. And usually in these scenarios where players know, like Leffen in this scenario, he knows that he's probably going to be able to get out in time. And spot dodge is a really common option. As in Plup is a little bit slow, he misses, and then Leffen can go for the shine. So in this scenario for Plup, it will just be good to wait. Obviously it loses if Leffen goes for the shine right away, but a lot of people go for the spot dodge, especially non-spacies. But even spacies goes for spot dodge a lot. But of course it's mix-ups. A lot of things in Melee, it's not oh, this is the true clear-cut answer. So you need to be aware of what beats what. So in this scenario, since Leffen spot dodged, Plup should have waited. But if Leffen went for the shine, for example, then it's different solutions to different problems. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. And since Leffen spot dodged, Plup should have waited. And some people might think oh, but that's a pretty obvious one. It should probably be pretty obvious, the spot dodge thing. But if you go and look back at a lot of matches, even a lot of high-level players are not going to recognize how often they mistime their things. And they're oh, I'm probably going to get it in time. And then the opponent spot dodge. I fall for it sometimes myself. So it's it's good to get a reminder for the basics as well. Okay, yeah, this F-tilt is messing up Leffen so much in this set. So Plup predicts this Leffen going in right away, and he does. It didn't really hurt Leffen too much since Plup had quite a bit of percentage, so he couldn't really gain advantage from the scenario. But still, that could have been way more dangerous for Leffen if that F-tilt didn't trade. So yeah, as we said, wave dash down or full hop is two good ways to beat the F-tilt. It's more ways, but that's two ways to beat it. Like the idea from Plup. Yeah, Leffen go for the ledge again. Okay, so this one is super common by Sheik players. So if you're playing a character that isn't Sheik, or if you're just playing as Sheik, period, So this one of dashing back and then go in for the grab again is so common. It's really common. As Fox, what you can do is, for example, short up drill out of shield. Let's just go back a tiny bit more as well. So Plup, dash back. So in this scenario, right before he gets to the grab, so as Fox, you want a short up drill to beat the grab. Maybe even up smash out of shield could be good as well, at least if it kills. As Peach, for example, you can float Nair out of shield. As Marv, jump fair out of shield. So there's a lot of scenarios, so like different mix-ups for different characters. It's not safe for Sheik by any means to go for this grab, but it's a very common option Sheik players goes for. But yeah, normally aggression out of shield is what beats this. So in this scenario, Leffen expects Plup to go in, go aggro, so he goes for the dash attack. And if Plup went aggro, he probably would have been getting hit by the dash attack and potentially killed. But Plup predict Leffen's movement, back off, and then he gets the down tilt. So that was like purely a read. It's really important against mainly Spaceys, I would say, since they have a really good neutral, to have a good read on when they're gonna go in. And that's one thing that Plup have really capitalized a lot this set, that he has predicted Leffen's timing to approach very well. Yeah, this time he covers the ledge. Can't really blame Leffen for going for it though, since he has been getting away with it almost every time. Alright. So in this scenario, Plup gets up throw, smash the ice, the up air. Leffen recognizes that Plup smashed the ice, the up air, and just goes into shield right away. This a little bit like the scenario I talked about earlier when Leffen was on the left platform on Dreamland after Plup attacked him with a weak nair or whatever it was, and Newt King was probably going to land with shield. That's what Leffen does here. He lands with shield, predicts Plup to attack him, which he does, and he tries to work from there. And he gets a kill, or I'm not sure if that's actually going to kill. Probably not. No, it's not going to kill. But what Plup could have done, for example, was just falling down with a grab. Because then Leffen probably would have gotten grabbed. Exolot, thank you for the sub, dude. Welcome to the Armada. Slag Blast, thank you for the sub as well, and welcome to the Armada. Sub hype. Leffen going for laser, backing off, and he whiff punished the grab. Pretty good timing, pretty good spacing by Leffen. Like, he's the Fox with the best lasers, so he's very good with like the distance he needs to stay safe. But normally the way to beat safe lasers is just overshoot, often by a lot, which can be it can be hard to bring yourself to do that sometimes, but it's one way to beat it. But of course, if they go aggro and you try to overshoot, your overshoot lose to their aggression. So it's like a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors scenario. So it's like, if you are the Sheik and Fox lasers, and you know that they're going to pull back, you want to overshoot, get closer to them. But if you overshoot and the Fox, Leffen in this scenario, you know that Plup will overshoot, then you should go aggro right away. So, again, different mix-ups, and it beats different stuff. Good up tilts. Oh, that's also a very common thing for a lot of players. Okay, go back a little bit more. There it is. So, Plup hits Leffen. He recognizes that Leffen is not gonna be. He's not gonna be able to true combo Leffen here. Leffen's hit stun is not enough where he can like just throw out another move safely. He knows that the option for his opponent to jump is there. So he goes up. It looks like he's gonna go for the fair. He reads that Leffen is gonna jump, and he tries to chase him. He barely misses, but that's a very common option as well for a lot of players. That when they're about to get out of hit stun, they jump. So yeah, keep that in mind as well. In some scenarios, when people do jump out and they're not super high, you might be able to like just hit the area above their head and they jump into your move, for example. Yeah, Leffen's edge guard has actually not been on point this set at all. Now I want to look back at it. I was like briefly watching a Genesis. I didn't really pay much attention to the set. That seems to be also like a thing Plup likes to do quite a bit. This is probably more like maybe a little bit more Plup specific. But like, so here he goes for a backer, space, the backer, space, another backer, and now he knows Leffen is gonna fly away quite a bit. And he's like, boom, try to strike with aggression. But Leffen jumps out and gets the punish. As the jump is pretty common. So it's more like Plup is like, oh, like defense, defense, aggro. In that scenario. That was a smart drill by Leffen. So, as we said, Plup, very... He loves shield drops more than any other player on this planet. So Leffen predicts the shield and goes for the drill. And since Plup tried to shield drop right away, he got hit by the drill, Leffen got the shine. But if Plup used weighted and shield, he might have been able to use shield grab Leffen, since drill is most of the time not safe on block. Good F-tilt. Poor execution. Again. Yeah. So Leffen got punished earlier for going to the ledge one of the first times. It might be why Leffen decided to not go for the ledge here. It was like pretty fresh in his mind that, oh, I got punished for going to the ledge. I'll mix it up going straight. And Plup reads it. That might have been the case. I'm not entirely sure. Because obviously I can't like entirely read their minds. But it could be a reason why Leffen switched it up. Because it did happen one of the first times, or the first time in this set, where Leffen truly got punished for going to the ledge. Except for the needles in game 1, but that was like the only thing Plup could have done. So I don't really count that. That was actually really sick. That was a good edge guard. He recognizes Leffen has to fall below the ledge, and he's finished off the work. Alright, so Sheik's ledge dash is a good one. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as good as Fox's. And a lot of times, Sheik players, like if you're off like by a tiny bit, you can barely even get out like a lot of moves with invincibility, like if you're off. So a lot of people like to attack Sheik early on during her ledge dash, just trying to like hit her right as her invincibility is running out. Leffen goes for the up tilt, but Plup just goes for the shield. The shield is a pretty good mix-up for Sheik to do after the ledge dash, since a lot of people try to attack her. But obviously the shield loses to
Android
grab.
isn't my brother. Are you kidding me? Ween was the LAAST Tarim you saw a plea with Sack and Obility and teamwork with Sheik.
Thank you for the $3, dude. Good tech chases from Plup. Oh fuck, it was lagging a bit there. I actually wonder if up smash here in the middle of the platform would not have covered everything. I'm not entirely sure, since I don't really play much Sheik, but I feel like up smash in here in the middle of the platform might have covered all the roles. Up ledge dash up smash, pretty classic Leffen. I feel like towards the end of that match, Plup was like, he knew that he had been outplaying Leffen for quite a bit this second match, and he was just trying to like put aggro. Because if someone is not playing like really good, it can't like offense is usually very good when your opponent starts to get scared and stuff. Good grab. Alright, so that's actually one thing I want to see from more Sheik mains. So Plup gets the grab here, right? He down throws. And he recognizes that Leffen might barely land behind him. It's actually really hard sometimes to tell if the space is gonna land barely in front or barely behind. So what Plup does to remove this like factor of like, oh, do I have to turn around or not, is that he wave dash back slightly and then he just goes for the grab. It's really good actually. Obviously if his opponent de-ice way in front of him, he shouldn't do this, but he reacts to that, I'm pretty sure. Or I'm sure of that. He goes for another down throw, and see this time Leffen is again like barely is he gonna land in front or behind. It's like so hard to tell. So Plup again goes for the wave dash back, spaces it well, and gets the grab. So I would recommend Sheik players doing that. Okay, this time, yeah, Leffen would have landed behind. But this time, yeah, Plup wasn't really ready for it. But it's still like a pretty solid punish. I like the wave dash back. It seems like it makes Sheik's tech chase a little bit easier to execute. And yeah, this one, Also, another thing, like I heard Mute King's doing this. Not sure if Plup does it, but it's like you go out, you expect. How do you say? It's like you expect the up B to happen, and if they side B, you react to the sound. That's what Mute King does in a lot of scenarios. He flies off stage. If you up B, you're dead. If you side B, he reacts to the sound, and boom. And it kind of looks like that's what Plup is doing. Like, when I see Mute King edgeguard spaces with Marv and Sheik in that way, it looks really good, actually. Like, here we see Plup getting sent back to a ledge. If you, like, this time, like, I can't really blame him. Like, if he gets this grab, it could be a huge punish. And if he gets shined, well, he's at the ledge. It's, like, not too bad. And then he dies. But it's not really because he... Yeah, it was because he messed up the down smash. Like, these cheesy grabs, I'm more of a hater to those when people do it like center stage and stuff. But if you're at the ledge and you know the shine will knock you to the edge, uh, go for him once in a while, I guess. Alright, so here, Plup tries to cover the ledge with a down smash. Um, Throwing out an early move loses to Shine Stall though. So Leffen predicts that Plup is gonna throw out an early move, trying to cover the ledge. So he Shine Stalls and then goes for the punish. Uh, Use delay your move and wait for them to Shine Stall can be a good way to counter the Shine Stall. So like wait with your down smash for like a tenth of a second or 2/10 of a second, and then you down smash. That can be a good way to counter what Leffen just did here. But he was one step ahead here. Good reaction from Plup. I expected Leffen to get that. He's actually really good at the laser infinite, like shine, short hop laser, shine. He's really good at that. When I bootcamped with him, he got it like every time. Wait, yeah, okay. He was just reading Plup trying to go above him. Alright, so what Leffen does here is a pretty good strategy by Fox. It's coming pretty soon. So like here, he short up drill, and he goes for another short up drill. Short up drill actually beats both Sheik's grab and dash attack, which is why it's a very strong option. So as Sheik, you either like, I guess, want to shoot needles if you have a lot, or bait out the drill and then try to whiff punish as Fox is landing. Probably my two best bets for what Sheik should do against the drill. But the drill is really good, since it beats both Sheik's approach options. It goes barely above, and then boom, you get drilled. Still didn't really get anything though from it. Ooh, yeah, that should be it. Yeah, he's roll up. See, one thing we pointed out pretty early in this during my analysis here. Like, Leffen has been trying to like go in pretty fast, and Plup goes for the F-tilt, but since he has so low a percent, even though he didn't crouch cancel, he didn't get knocked over, and he got a punish. So F-tilt and dash attack at very low percents, no, not a good idea normally. Wait, how did that happen? Leffen tried to jump up and jumped up to the down air. Yeah, not the cleanest set from Leffen really. But still, I feel like it was some stuff worth to pinpoint from this set. And hopefully you guys feel like this analyzes have helped you guys a bit. I'll try to keep doing these things like a few times a week with different high level sets.